Let there be light, and there was light. Okay. Oh, in fact, I did a numerical value on the word okay because I caught myself saying this so often. And there's another term I use very often as well, now. Now, I like now because now is really saying present and it's really connecting directly on Mother Eve. So I say now, so I like that too. And then I thought, okay, well, what's the difference between okay and now? Of course, this is a fun thing. That's what we're about. So it's okay. We know now, we have done now, and I like now because it is also the word own. So you own the space, you own the stage, you own the moment, and when you have owned it, you have won. Okay, because you acted now, you were in the now. So I like this. So all of this, in case you're new to this is 5, 6, 5. And of course, this, as long as I see 5, I'm remembering Mother Eve, because 5 is really, I have to say, it must be the most, well, I thought perhaps 3 is the most dynamic number, but we'll have to say 5 is really the most dynamic number because it has this masculine and feminine attribute to it, which is, of course. And the way we write it as well, you see the bottom part of the feminine aspect, which is the softer part. This is what we have, how we have, of course, is the watery part. And we see that it is bigger in size than the top part as well, which is denoting Mother Eve is more female than male. Okay, well, it's again, it's the part of the human that is being expanded at the moment or in at any given time. So we are moving into this eighth phase where, of course, Mother Eve is really counterbalancing. This is a balanced stage with the 8, unless you were to write 8 like we have seen in some stages, like the top part again is bigger than the bottom part. The top part is smaller than the top. Okay, that's perhaps unimportant, but we know that the 8 is really the symbol of infinity, and that I think is most important here. So we are moving into the stage where Mother Eve said, let us make man in our image after our likeness. And this is the stage we are being called to do, to make man in our image. Now I'm just getting something which is very close to what Mother Eve wants me to talk about, but I got the image, let us. Now Mother Eve is really talking to us, saying, let us make man, meaning that we, those of us who are moving into this 8th dimension or the 5th dimension, which is the same, the 5th and the 8th. Of course, if we add this together, they become 13. Now, this is another thing I'm going to work with. We see it becomes 13 because I have also done the date for the 15th of May 2018, which is going to give us 13. Now, if you have watched my videos on the number 13, this is what I call the beehive. It is really the letter B or the number 2. So there we are with the number 2. Of course, when we talk about B, that falls on the number 2 of the sacrifice template. Oh, let's show you this. So we are moving into this number 2 under the 2, which is the B here, A, and this would be A, B, but of course we've manipulated the positions of some of these letters. And I will urge, if you haven't seen the introduction to Crimea Queens YouTube channel 2018, you can watch this to see how robust this has been and how intuitively it was devised for us to really get to understand this wonderful wisdom that we are getting right now. So the 13 hair on number two is the number of partnership, marriage and harmony, and it's the couple and so on. So we also see that it has in its makeup the number 2, which is why Mother Eve is also asking us to count backward. So if we see the nature of 2, it's got a humble head. It's got a humble head. It's also got like a hook, and it's ready to, it's like, well, yes, it's really got its head forward, and it's got this humble characteristic about it, that it tells you it's in agreement, it's ready. And it also has its tail, which is low. So basically it has a sort of nature, or the snake-like nature, which is the snake is down and then it goes up the tree, of course. So I don't know if this is gonna be a tree, but let's just see. But basically this is the 2 hair. So this is the serpent, and the 2 is really wanting, it is looking, it is paying attention to what has gone before and also what is to happen. So it's really looking for it has this, it is ready to embrace the polarities. It is ready to embrace, like the number 5. It is ready to embrace top and bottom, in and out, in and out, up and down. It is ready to embrace all of this. And this is the same for the number 5, which is going forward and backward, masculine and feminine. And that's what we see, the feminine aspect here with 2 as well. And when it comes to the point here, of course we could say it's the the feminine hair and the masculine hair. Now I'm seeing here, for instance, it's as if this 2 now is like telling, it gives the impression that the feminine has now risen. It has now risen and take her position up, whereas the and which would denote the serpent characteristic right there. And of course this would be the snake characteristic being laid on the ground right here. So this is the snake hair, which of course if you were to ask me the difference, this is how I'm defining the difference between the snake and the serpent. So it's hair, and then the serpent is ready to climb up the tree, but it's not saying that it's forgotten the snake altogether. It is really like checking where the snake is at the moment before it can really, it's that transformation. It's the metamorphosis is taking place here. So it's really going into that stage and really embracing, it's really ready to embrace a new phase. Which is the 8th phase. It's the number 8. So the top of the 2 is already forming like an 8 anyway. And we see that it's here with the 2, it's really ready to bend and find that relationship to form here. So basically, or as we say, 5 is also the dimensions are the same. But before I go on too much further with this, this is just something I observed here, but it's that I am seeing that Mother Eve is really saying that though the people or the souls, let's say the souls, individual souls or group, or groups that are merging into the 8th and 5th dimension, as in hair. So basically those who have eaten of the fruit of good and evil, who really knows what it's like to be a serpent and knows what it's like to be a snake, meaning we have role played both attributes, and so that's why we are able to be number 5, because when you are number 5 you are able to be in the middle of numbers 1 to 9. So numbers 1 to 9, you are in the middle when you are 5, and this is where you become a new creature. Now the creature I used to say was the fox, because the fox is next here, but the creature really is the serpent. You become, this is where you get your, I think the word serpentine came to mind again, and if you watched my previous video where I said serpentine was something you could use as cleaning, I was thinking of turpentine, because that was something my grandmother used to use. But serpentine, so you become a serpentine, or you are you become a baby serpent. Now in the 5th and 8th dimension, this is where we undergo this training, if you like, as to what your role is going to be as a teacher or of this fair. So all the people or souls merging into the 5th and the 8th dimension are really going to be serpents. So serpents, they are able to say, like Mother Eve said, I have given you all fruit-bearing trees, that which have its seed in it after its kind. You know, basically, people won't be dwelling on the fear factor of something anymore. They'll be able to say, okay, I want to know both. I want to know the truth. I want to know the light. I want to know. And in so doing, they will be displaying. They will learn very quickly, I hope. Not like very quickly, I hope. They would learn to do the serpentine thing. And they would know how to climb the tree of life. Okay. And that's what it's about. Now, I have more to talk about on this 8th and 5th dimension, but this was something that just came to mind on here, and I think I really want to keep these short. And there's the number 13 that I want to talk about as well, with the month of May 15th, 2018, and well, do join me again. So I'm just trying to keep this short, but Mother Eve is very active right now, wanting us to know quite a lot, and so she calls us home. Come listen. And this is, you could hear the serpent. This is where the word listen, this is the serpent with her tongue out saying listen, and she displays the tongue because the tongue is the most powerful muscle that we have, because that with the tongue we are able to curse and we are able to bless. Do join me again. I am Crimey Queen. Oh, I'm just so grateful and thankful that you have taken the time to stop and really watch these. And please leave your comments, your likes, and subscribe, because this is how we grow, by sharing as well. And of course, being supportive of each other, and genuinely, of course. Thank you. Let there be light, and there was light.